Thin ice created a dangerous situation in Fairfield yesterday. We've got the details about that rescue. Good afternoon, I'm Susan Farley. Maine dispatchers attended a training that stemmed from a woman's murder, and advocates for rent relief and housing assistance gathered in Augusta to make their voices heard. Thank you for joining us. We'll have more on these and other stories in just a moment. First, let's check in with meteorologist Devin Biggs. Devin?
Hey Susan, happy Thursday afternoon. We have a few flurries and sprinkles that have been developing throughout the daytime period today. We'll see a little bit more of that trying to develop during the afternoon period as we remain under a mostly cloudy sky for the most part. Let's zoom things out. A little wave of energy that's been developing, tracking from the west going to the east. Nothing impressive with that though. Then just a little bit more clouds as you head further off towards the west. So overall, the rest of the northeast looking pretty quiet. So this afternoon, though, again, mostly cloudy. A few sprinkles and flurries cannot be ruled out overall, but there are more clouds coming up later on tonight. And that next system there is right about in here moving in as we head towards Friday morning. As for the winds, though, no big deal. We're looking pretty good in that department, though, at around 5 miles per hour or less. And we'll still look pretty good for tomorrow, though, although it could increase just a little bit as we head towards midday Friday. So for the rest of today, we have upper 40s under a mostly cloudy sky. You might notice a few sprinkles and flurries from time to time as well. With that south wind getting up to about 5 to 10 miles per hour. Coming up for tonight, we have lower 30s, mostly cloudy, areas of dense fog on the way, and that south wind getting up to about 5 miles per hour. And for tomorrow, though, we have lower 40s, mostly cloudy. Some rain and snow cannot be ruled out either, with a southeast wind getting up to about 5 miles per hour. Alrighty, that hourly forecast for the rest of the afternoon period, we have that mostly cloudy sky. Again, some sprinkles and flurries possible. Temperatures in the 40s. Your full 5-day forecast is coming up. Susan?
Thank you, Devin. 2 dogs and 2 people fell through the ice on a small pond in Fairfield yesterday. Fairfield police say a little after 5:30 p.m. dispatch received a report that 2 dogs had fallen through the ice on a small pond on the Middle Road. With first responders en route, the agencies were updated that 2 people had also gone through the ice while trying to rescue the dogs. A canoe also became stuck in the broken ice during this time. Police say everyone made it out safely. However, one of the dogs was thought to have suffered life-threatening injuries. Police say ice conditions are extremely dangerous at the moment and advise people to stay off the ice. A Bangor man was sentenced to 14 years in prison Wednesday in U.S. District Court after pleading guilty to drug charges. 49-year-old Alan Henry pleaded guilty in May of last year to possessing controlled substances with the intent to distribute and being a felon in possession of a firearm. Court records show that in May 2022, Brewer police officers located Henry in a parked vehicle and found he had an active warrant and active bail conditions that banned him from using or possessing alcohol or illegal drugs. Officers located more than 400 grams of fentanyl, approximately 30 grams of cocaine base, and a firearm in his vehicle. Following the 14 years in prison, Henry must also serve 5 years of supervised release. Advocates for rent relief and housing assistance gathered in Augusta to make their voices heard to lawmakers. Dozens of people lined the lawn of the State House and heard speeches from organizers about why Maine should use its more than $320 million surplus, commonly referred to as the Rainy Day Fund, to support rent relief and housing assistance.
Yeah, rent relief is really a way to keep people housed and keep people from having their lives spiral into economic insecurity that happens once people become unhoused. So we know last year we saw an increase in evictions for individuals and families, and this is really a way to stop that from happening so we can get people off the streets, out of shelters, and into a stable place.
Advocates say they are focused on the Appropriations Committee, which is currently working on finalizing the governor's supplemental budget. Before Wednesday's work session on gun-related bills, advocates for gun safety lobbying lawmakers to take action on what they say are initiatives that majority of Mainers can get behind. Our Augusta reporter Corey Bouchard was at the event and has the details.
Gun safety advocates rallied at the State House on Wednesday to encourage lawmakers to support what they call common sense gun reforms in the wake of the Lewiston mass shooting.
We're here. We think there is a wonderful opportunity, finally, to move gun forward legislation forward in Maine. Lewiston, as I said, woke up the public and lawmakers that we can and must do more.
Supporters say the bills they're supporting, which include increased background checks, a 72-hour waiting period on all firearm purchases, and banning bump stock-like devices, are something that responsible gun owners shouldn't be upset with.
Most responsible gun owners These laws are not going to impact them. These laws are intended to stop people with intent to harm others. And I think most responsible gun owners understand that. They support the work that we're doing, and many have joined our ranks.
After the rally, supporters tried to talk with lawmakers to find out where they stand on the issues. One representative we spoke with was vehemently opposed to any of the proposed changes.
The U.S. Supreme Court has provided us with the four corners, the guidelines of what the legislative branch can do and what they can't do. And the legislation we were discussing is well outside the four corners of what the Supreme Court has provided us. I think the issue at hand here is that we have people that are just openly hostile to the individual civil right to arms and really are looking for civil disarmament however they want to justify it.
Representative Ardell went on to say that if the bills did get passed, he's confident that they'd get struck down in the Supreme Court. At the State House, I'm Corey Bouchard for ABC 7 and Fox 22 News.
16 years ago, Nathan Lee lost his wife Denise in a tragedy that he says could have been prevented if not for the mistakes allegedly made by public safety officials. He took his wife's story to a class attended by Maine dispatchers Wednesday, hoping that sharing her tragedy will help dispatchers better understand how to deal with complicated cases. Our Matthew Jaroncic has the story.
911 operators from across Maine gathered at the Department of Public Safety to take part in a training in memory of Florida native Denise Amber Lee. Put on by her husband Nathan, the idea is not to dwell on the negatives, but rather have dispatch workers learn from the mistakes made.
After the incident happened and she was found, it came to light that there were some 911 issues that happened and that could have made a huge impact in saving her life. And I have since made it my life's mission to travel around the country to help 911.
Denise was kidnapped, raped, and murdered in Northport, Florida in 2008. At the time, she was 21 years old. A wife, mother of two beautiful babies. 911 is kind of that not thought about thing unless you need them. They're an amazing, unbelievable group of people and a very thankless job. And I just wanted to do anything I could to support them and make sure it doesn't happen again. Dispatchers spent the day breaking down the calls and events leading up to Denise's death. One of the takeaways these workers learned from this class is the power of communication.
Trying to build a picture of figuring out, okay, you just took a call from someone that's stating that his wife's missing, okay? Now we got to figure out, okay, why? Like, the why of how she went, like, missing.
Holton Communication Center's Jennifer Michaud has been in the public safety industry for the last 25 years. She says trainings like this remind her of why she's so passionate about doing what she loves most, helping people.
When I end a phone call with somebody, I like to feel like I've left them better than when they called, you know, even if it's not the best outcome.
In Augusta, Matthew Jaroncic, ABC 7 and Fox 22 News.
Coming up on ABC 7 News at noon, there could be changes for a local emergency dispatch center. We've got the details when we return.
You're stepping inside from a romp in the snow with the kids. Time to take the chill off with a cup of hot chocolate and a push of a button on a Fujitsu heat pump from Valley Home Services. Skip the worry of heating bills and call or visit valleymaine.com today to start saving.
My father worked at the mill for over 30 years. He was exposed to a great community and excelled at his job, but he was also exposed to asbestos. The air quality inside the mill was always his biggest complaint. He had no idea how deadly some of the products and materials were. When he was diagnosed with mesothelioma, we knew to call Joe Bornstein's office to get my dad the help he needs and the justice he deserves.
Call Joe today for a free case evaluation. There's never a fee unless you win.
My name is Pam Crowley. In 1 year, I had to take care of burial or cremation arrangements for 4 family members, including my husband and my sister. I could not have gotten through everything without my funeral director, Cindy, at Bragdon Kelly Funeral Homes. Cindy greeted us as a friend. During her arrangement, she was so personable. Cindy is so patient and understanding. She gave us assurance, comfort, and she has such a great smile. The best thing that Cindy did is take such good care of my husband. He had some issues before his death. I felt very worried that he would not look right. When I saw him, he looked like my husband. Cindy took excellent care of him. Seeing him definitely helped me feel right. Cindy did more than I ever expected of a funeral director.
Bragdon Kelly Funeral Homes. Let our family serve yours.
Imagine yourself in a new Toyota. Imagine all the slopes you'll conquer.
Sick.
Imagine all the sights you'll see.
Wow.
Whoa. Okay, how about you imagine dropping me off?
Right now, you could get low 4.75% financing for 60 months on an adventure-seeking all-wheel drive RAV4 hybrid or gas model, which could save you up to $2,000.
Ready, set, go get your Toyota today.
Toyota, let's go places.
The new Efficiency Main heat pump rebates are here, and they're huge. Based on income, save from $4,000 to $11,100. And when combined with the new tax credits, the savings are bigger than ever, and Valley gives you your rebate instantly. Call Valley Home Services now for your new Fujitsu heat pump.
You're watching ABC 7 Bangor.
Maine lawmakers have agreed to change how Maine casts electoral votes for president, but it might not impact the 2024 election. The bill enters Maine into a compact with other states to cast our electoral college votes as a block for whoever wins the national popular vote in the presidential race. It passed the House last week, and it passed the Senate on Wednesday by a vote of 23 to 12. The compact does not go into effect automatically. It still requires enough states to agree to that compact in order to be able to cast 270 electoral college votes for the winner of the national popular vote. The Knox County Dispatch Center could potentially see a major transition after the city of Rockland revealed they're looking to take over the emergency dispatch service for the county. It comes as the dispatch center has been facing major staffing issues. Our Grace Blanchard spoke to the Knox County officials and public safety to find out more.
We were at a point of only having literally 3 out of 14 staff members on staff.
According to members of Knox County Public Safety, there have been major staffing shortages within their dispatch center.
I mean, that's a huge reduction in staff. There is going to obviously be a difference in how you get dispatched and sent to those calls.
The interim county administrator says the dispatch center has a temporary partnership with Waldo County to receive their 911 calls as they are working to mitigate the shortages.
Puts quite a burden on people and staff and their families, and we needed to do something to solve that issue.
Monday's Rockland City Council meeting revealed that there has been interest from the city in taking over the dispatch center.
Agreed to move forward, at our level anyway, on having the city of Rockland absorb the county dispatch services into the city of Rockland as a city department.
According to Knox County officials, although the city of Rockland has expressed interest in the regional center, there have been no formal discussions or negotiations made between the city and the county.
Got a number of very dedicated employees that are working hard to rebuild the program.
The sheriff says another aspect of this issue is the need for less competition between agencies.
We've got to stop trying to attract a dispatcher from another place to our dispatch center to replace that vacancy. We want new people to come to this profession.
Knox County says they expect to end their partnership with Waldo County by the end of April, but are open to new models if they continue to face issues.
These individuals really are, caring for their communities, and they're kind of the unsung heroes, and that should be recognized. So.
In Rockland, Grace Blanchard for ABC 7 and Fox 22 News.
The Port of Los Angeles Harbor Cup race brings together the top sailing schools in the country. Competing in 3 days of racing, the Maine Maritime Academy sailing team won this year's cup, snapping a 14-year losing streak. Our Doug Banks met with the team and their coach and shares how their team has become more like a family.
I think that we really went out there and didn't leave anything on the water.
The Maine Maritime Academy's offshore sailing team traveled over 3,000 miles from the waters of Castine to California to compete in the annual Port of LA Harbor Cup.
In that particular spot, nobody really has a huge advantage.
Each team uses the same Catalina 37 vessels to even the playing field and to showcase the ability of those maneuvering the boat. Starting on March 8th, the regatta spans 3 days. At the end of day 1, the team was in 6th place.
As a team, I think that we try not to worry about scores too much and just sail the boat.
But going into the last set of races, they were only 3 points away from first place.
Even if we know how many points we need to make up in this race, it's not going to change how we sail.
As they made the final turn, everyone on that boat could see victory was close at hand.
We really figured the boat and each other out.
It was a perfect way to end my college sailing career.
I felt like they were going to win the thing, but still it was surreal. It was a surreal feeling.
While they begin to prepare for the next cup, some have to say goodbye to a team that's become family.
It's my hope that the trust and communication pieces that they valued, I hope that's something that they take with them.
Through these 5 years, I've seen a lot of variations of coaches and this team, and I've seen a lot of people come and go. And going to California, I was like, okay, we're taking the best people we can, and it was like these people are my family now. It was a true testament to like how well we can actually do when we believe in each other.
In Castine, Doug Banks, ABC 7 and Fox 22 News.
After the break, we'll tell you about an effort to restore a building with historical significance. We'll be right back.
How you feel can be affected by the bacteria in your gut. Try New Align Probiotic Bloating Relief plus Food Digestion. It contains a probiotic to help relieve occasional bloating, plus vitamin B12 to aid digestion. Try Align Probiotic.
For your most brilliant smile, Crest has you covered.
Nice smile, Brad. Nice. Thanks.
Crest 3D White, 100% more stain removal. Crest.
Hello, this is George Whelan with Down East Direct Cremation. Now, anytime, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 52 weeks a year, from the comfort of your desktop or the convenience of your mobile device, you can summon transport and arrange a simple, affordable, respectful Down East Direct Cremation for your deceased loved one. Just by using the button exclusively at downeastdirectcremation.com. All you need is the location address of the person who has died, their vital statistics information, a valid credit card for payment, and that's it. No need to pick up the telephone, no need to answer a bunch of questions, no need to come into the store, and it's still just $9.75 complete. It's so easy, even I can do it. For more information, visit us at downeastdirectcremation.com or call us at 207-225-5332. Simple, affordable, respectful. The button, only at downeastdirectcremation.com.
At AAA, saving money means as much to us as it does to our members. Nikki saved her family over $450 by switching to AAA auto insurance. Marianne switched and saved $350. And Philip saved over $400. Now is a great time to review your auto insurance policy. AAA is here to help you with your auto, home, and life insurance needs. Call 844-AAA Insurance or visit AAA.com for an auto insurance quote today. AAA, we're always with you.
So we've lived in this house coming up 23 years. We just bought the tractor, and I haven't any idea how we survived without it.
We're trying to rebuild the rock wall on this new property. She says, pick that rock up and put it here. No, it'll look better if you turn it this way. No, we're gonna need to move it over there 5 feet.
I would come to him and say, can you do this for me? And he'd kind of, do the, ugh. But now he has a tractor. He's much more motivated.
Experience United, your local John Deere dealer.
Residents in Port-au-Prince seized a moment of calm on Wednesday as some businesses and banks reopened amidst a pause in violence. Public transportation also resumed with more Haitians seen going about their daily routines. Schools and gas stations still remain closed. Some banks reopened their doors after a 10-day closure due to gang violence. Long lines formed early for cash as access to money became a priority to buy necessities. The airports and ports remain closed, continuing concerns over aid delivery. Many in Haiti still fear that violence will resume as a recent proposal to install new leadership appears to crumble. It's been a rough couple of months for Boeing, and now we're learning more about what caused a Boeing jet to nosedive on Monday. Correspondent Dan Springer has more.
More turbulence for Boeing after a New Zealand-bound Chilean Airlines jet suddenly dropped on Monday, injuring about 50 people. The airline says a technical event caused the, quote, strong movement on board. But one passenger on that flight now says after the incident, the pilot told him he had lost the plane's instruments for a few seconds.
He goes, yeah, and then all of a sudden they just came back instantly, like within just a split second, but enough to cause the plane to just do whatever it did.
The latest incident comes as a Federal Aviation Administration audit found dozens of problems with the production of Boeing 737 MAX jets and their key supplier, Spirit Aerosystems. The FAA report says regulators saw mechanics using a hotel key to measure the width of a door seal, and in another case, technicians poured dish soap into a door seal to lubricate it. And now, Boeing's latest troubles are causing major problems for airlines that are depending on new planes from the company. Southwest, whose entire fleet consists of Boeing 737s, says it's lowering its growth projections for the year. The Dallas-based carrier is making adjustments to its flight schedules and reducing capacity.
For many, many years, it served Southwest well, and now we have a different issue that's come up, and that may affect them throughout the year.
Meanwhile, Delta's CEO says it could take as many as 3 more years for Boeing to deliver its order of 737 MAX 10s. In Seattle, Dan Springer, Fox News.
All of this comes as a former Boeing whistleblower was found dead who was in the middle of a deposition in which he was raising safety concerns about Boeing after he was found with gunshot wounds to the head on Saturday. The coroner's office said the death appears to be self-inflicted. A historic Hancock County building has been in disrepair for decades, but a $500,000 federal appropriation will help to restore it. Our Callie Warren takes us to the old Hancock County Jail.
An effort to restore the former Hancock County Jail is underway. Part of the effort will transform it into a historical museum. Government support is helping to make it a reality. $500,000 in federal funds has been awarded to the Ellsworth Historical Society for the project.
This grant has allowed us to finish up the exterior, and then we'll be able to really start with the important work of the Heritage Center inside.
The Ellsworth Historical Society acquired the facility in 1998. The jail was built in 1886 and closed in 1979. For the Ellsworth Historical Society, this grant is going to help preserve history. The building was once home to sheriffs and their families, who lived alongside those in the jail's 16 holding cells.
Our hope is that spring of 2026 we'll be able to really open up as a heritage center.
For more information on the old Hancock County Jail, visit our website at foxbangor.com. In Ellsworth, Callie Warren, ABC 7 and Fox 22 News.
Bakers are putting their annual sweet touch on a day dedicated to a math term. Today marks Pi Day, when the date lines up with the first 3 numbers of pi, 3.14. The date tends to be one of the busiest days for bakers. Some math enthusiasts like to celebrate the day with a delicious pie, which some bakers say often reminds customers of more than just the number.
We have hundreds of pies going out for orders tomorrow to companies, schools, and just individuals. Everyone grows up having pie. People say there's nothing more American than apple pie. One of the best compliments that just kind of makes you shiver when you get it is, your pies are like what my grandma used to make. That taste brings people back. It is awesome to have a slice of pie, a little reward for doing your work on a day that otherwise would be any other day of the year. But we get to celebrate Pi Day.
In 2009, Congress designated March 14th to celebrate Pi in hopes of encouraging more interest in the field of math and science. When we return, Devin Biggs has your 5-day forecast.
You may be eligible for a Medicare Advantage plan if you are turning 65, have limited income, or you are moving. See how a WellCare Medicare Advantage plan could get you some big benefits, including this all-in-one WellCare Spendables debit card to use for over-the-counter health items. Find out how easy it is to get all of your original Medicare coverage plus extra benefits. You could have medical coverage, coverage for prescription drugs, dental, vision, and hearing, and the WellCare Spendables debit card to make getting the coverage you need more convenient. The WellCare Spendables debit card can be used for over-the-counter health items. And here's more good news. You can get a WellCare Medicare Advantage plan with a $0 or low monthly plan premium. How can WellCare offer all of those benefits for a $0 or low monthly plan premium? It's simple. Medicare Advantage and Medicare Part D prescription drug coverage are important parts of Medicare. WellCare has a contract with Medicare to offer and provide these important options to you. Call right now to get your free copy of the WellCare All-in-One Guide. Call 877-423-4612 now. There is absolutely no obligation for requesting this free information. WellCare offers benefits that go beyond the basics, and we make them easy to use so you can support your best health. Call a licensed sales agent to see if you are eligible to enroll today and get your free copy of the all-in-one guide with absolutely no obligation. Your free guide will provide information to make a smart choice for your health care coverage. Just call 877-423-4612. Remember, there's no obligation for requesting this free information. So call 877-423-4612. Call today.
The other day, someone asked us if we had a recipe for roast beef, like their mom used to make. And if so, could we let them know how to tell when it's done? Well, I'm not sure how their mom made it, but we do have one that's mom approved, along with some tips on how to cook it to perfection. We start off by placing a bottom round roast fat side up on a rack in a roasting pan. The reason we place the fat side up is so as it roasts and the fat melts, it flavors the meat. Next, we rub this with a good amount of spices, including some paprika, to give it color. We roast this in a 400-degree oven for about 30 minutes to seal in the juices. Then we lower the temp and cook it low and slow. To make sure this comes out perfect, use a meat thermometer, which stays in the roast while it's in the oven. Or we can use an instant read thermometer, which gets inserted only when we want to check the temperature. If you like it medium rare, you'll want to take it out at 135 and let it rest for 10 or 15 minutes. While it rests, it keeps cooking. And when we slice this across the grain and finish it off with the pan drippings, get ready for some good eating. So here's what I suggest. Go to our website and check out our recipe for old-fashioned roast beef. Plus, we have a cooking guide that'll ensure you can cook your roast to perfection every time. I'm Howard in the Mr. Food Test Kitchen, where today we found a slow roasted and juicy way for you to say, ooh, it's so good.
Pie and now that. Let's check our full forecast with Devin Biggs. Devin?
Today's full weather forecast is brought to you by Healing Hands Massage in Hamden, providing professional massage services tailored specifically for their clients. Stop by Healing Hands Massage today. You'll thank yourself later. Already, wave heights finally looking a lot calmer, right at around 1 to 2 feet, according to the buoys right nearby. So we're looking pretty good in that regard this afternoon. Meanwhile, though, on land, a little bit of action developing. You know, a few flurries and some sprinkles that are developing out there. We'll switch over to more sprinkles during the afternoon period, though, as temperatures continue to rise. So let's zoom things out, though, and give you the bigger picture, though. We're seeing this low wave of energy right about in here. And pretty quiet right behind it, though. We'll have a return for a little bit more activity coming up soon as we watch this system right about in here, tracking off towards the east. It's causing some showers and storms in the Midwest. We'll have our return for a little bit of rain and snow coming up as we head towards tomorrow. So for now, some sprinkles, maybe a few flurries out there this afternoon. No, again, temperatures warming up, so mainly sprinkles for the most part. We'll be watching out for even more clouds coming up later on tonight and parts of tomorrow morning, as we'll be watching for some rain and snow chances that will be developing mainly along and south of the Bangor area, though. That will start to clear out of here as we head towards Friday morning around midday, though, so will not be lasting very long. And maybe a few breaks in the clouds coming up by around Friday evening as well before we watch for more clouds moving in ahead of our next system. Again, another little system moving in as we head towards your Saturday. So as this first system Friday clears out of here, here's what we're going to be seeing for your Saturday. Another wave of energy moving in with a little bit of rain possible. For the most part, temperatures getting close to the 50-degree mark, so this will mainly stay as rain. We'll get that out of here, though. A little bit more development on the way as we head towards your Sunday with some rain and snow chances that will exist with that. That'll last for a little while longer, though. Then once we head towards your Monday, a little bit more development there with a little bit of sprinkles and maybe a little bit of flurry action yet again, though, that we'll have to watch out for. But no big deal, though, with regards to the snow, though. Again, at least in a short-term future, looking pretty good out there with minimal, if any, accumulations coming up anytime soon. A little bit of rainfall to watch out for as well. I'm going to run this at least 2 parts of early Saturday morning, maybe up to a quarter of an inch of rainfall in some spots before we're all finished up. But then we'll get some additional rainfall Sunday into Monday as that wave of energy, multiple waves of energy begin to move in. It's around a half inch or maybe 3/4 of an inch of rainfall in total before we're all finished up there. Average high temperature 39 degrees, upper 40s for us today, lower 40s Friday, upper 40s for you Saturday, kind of remaining in the 40s the next several days, and then upper 30s as we head towards your Wednesday. So for the rest of today, mostly cloudy, sprinkles and flurries possible, highs in the upper 40s, and that south wind getting up to about 5 to 10 miles per hour. Coming up tonight, mostly cloudy, areas of dense fog possible, lows in the lower 30s, and that south breeze at about 5 miles per hour. Tomorrow, here we go, lower 40s, mostly cloudy, rain and snow possible, southeast breeze at about 5 miles per hour. Alrighty, here's a look at extended forecast brought to you by Healing Hands Massage. Rain showers on Saturday, highs in the upper 40s, lower 40s for his Sunday with a chance for rain and snow, and a small chance for rain on Monday, highs in the mid 40s.
We'll see you at 6.